welcome to the Pacific Education. Today in this video we have discussed about the International Court of Justice or ICJ. When countries disagree on their borders, when countries contain islands or maritime zone, when a country considers that another has violated treaty or the other rule of international law, and when the UN, one of its agencies, needs an opinion on a legal issue, they contend to the International Court of Justice. The International Court of Justice or ICJ, sometimes called the World Court, is the principal judicial organ of the United Nations and the world's highest international court. The ICJ is the only international court that adjudicates general disputes between countries, with its rulings and opinions serving as primary sources of international law. The ICJ may entertain two types of cases: legal disputes between states submitted to it by them called contentious cases, and requests for advisory opinions on legal questions referred to it by United Nations organs and specialized agencies called advisory proceedings. The International Court of Justice is not a criminal court. It does not try individuals. Only disputes between states can be submitted to it. The International Court of Justice has seated at the Peace Palace in The Hague, Netherlands. The ICJ is the only principal UN organ not located in New York City. Its two official working languages are English and French. Since the entry of its first case on 22 May 1947, the ICJ has entered 179 cases throughout March 2021. The International Court of Justice was established in 1945 by UN Charter, and it began work in 1946 as the successor to the Permanent Court of International Justice or PCIJ, which was established in 1920 by the League of Nations. After the Second World War, both the League and the PCIJ were replaced by the United Nations and International Court of Justice, respectively. The statute of ICJ, similar to that of with the predecessor, is the main constitutional document constituting and regulating court. The court engages in the wide range of judicial activity. All member states of the United Nations are party to the ICJ's statute and may initiate contentious cases. However, advisory proceedings may only be submitted by certain UN organs and agencies. Chapter 14 of the United Nations Charter authorizes the UN Security Council to enforce court rules. However, such enforcement is the subject to the veto power of the 5 permanent members of the Council. The ICJ is composed of 15 judges who are elected for 9-year terms by the United Nations General Assembly and United Nations Security Council. This is from the list of people nominated by the national groups in the Permanent Court of Arbitration. The election process for the judges is set out in Article 4 to 19 of the ICJ statute. Elections are staggered with 5 judges elected every 3 years to ensure continuity within the court. Should a judge die or resign during his or her term of office, a special election is held as soon as possible to choose a judge to fill the unexpired part of the term. Elections are held in New York, USA during the annual autumn session of the General Assembly. The judges elected as a triennial election commence their term of office on 6 February of the following year, after which the court holds a secret ballot to elect a president and a vice president to hold office for 3 years. No two judges may be nationals of the same country. According to Article 9, the membership of the court is supposed to represent the main form of civilization and of the principal legal system of the world that has meant common law civil law, and the socialist law. The judges in the ICJ are chosen to represent all geographic regions of the world. The composition of the court reflects the following geographical balance. This is not based on a formal rule, it's just an informal understanding between nations. There are 5 seats for Western countries, 3 for African states, 2 for Eastern European states, 3 for Asian states, and 2 for Latin American and Caribbean states. For most of ICJ's history, France, Russia, China, the UK, and the US have always had a judge serving there by occupying 3 of the Western seats, 1 of the Asian seat, and 1 of the Eastern European seat, with only a few exceptions. Article 6 of the statute provides that all judges should be elected regardless of their nationality. They should be of high moral character, either qualified for highest judicial office in their home states or known as lawyers with sufficient competence in international law. Judicial independence is dealt with especially in Articles 16 to 18. Judges of ICJ are not able to hold any other post or act as counsel. A judge can be demised only by unanimous vote of the other member of the court. Judges as the ICJ may deliver joint judgments or give their own separate opinions. Decisions and advisory opinions are by majority, and in the event of an equal division, the president's vote becomes decisive. Judges may also deliver separate dissenting opinions. Article 31 says, out of the procedure whereby ad hoc judges sit on contentious cases before the court, the system allows any party to a contentious case to select one additional person to sit as a judge on that case only. It is thus possible that as many as 17 judges may sit on one case. The provision for ad hoc judges has been made in encourage states to submit cases. If a state knows that it will have a judicial official, how can participate in deliberation and offer other judges local knowledge and an understanding of the state's perspective? It may be more willing to submit to the jurisdiction of the court. Although this system does not sit where be the judicial nature of the body, it is usually or little practically consequence ad hoc judges usually veto in favor of the state that of appointed them and thus cancel each other out. Jurisdiction of the International Court of Justice. The International Court of Justice acts as the World Court and is the principal legal organ of the United Nations. The court jurisdiction is to hold. It decides in accordance with the international law disputes of a legal nature that are submitted to it by UN member states. It is also gives advisory opinions on legal questions at the request of the organs of the United Nations, specialized agencies, or one related organization's authority. To make such a request, the court's part is to settle as per the international law legal matters submitted to it by states and to give it monitoring opinions on legal inquiries referred to it by authorized United Nations organs. Contentious cases. In the exercise of its jurisdiction in contentious cases, the International Court of Justice settles disputes of a legal nature that are submitted to it by the states in accordance with international law. An international legal dispute can be defined as a disagreement on a question of law or fact, a conflict or a clash of legal views or interests. Only states may apply to and appear before the ICJ. International organizations, other authorities, and private individuals are not initiated to institute proceedings before the court. Article 35 of the statute defines the conditions under which states may assess the court. Its state, the court is open to state parties to the statute and is intended to regulate access to the court by states which are not parties to the statute. The conditions under which such states may assess the court are determined by the UN Security Council, with the provision that under no circumstance shall such conditions place the parties in a position of inequality before the court. The court can only deal with a dispute when the states concerned have recognized its jurisdiction. No state can therefore be a party to proceedings before the court unless it has in some manners or other consent thereto. Advisory cases. Since states alone are entitled to appear before the court, public governmental international organizations cannot be parties to a case before it. However, a special procedure, the advisory procedure, is available to such organizations and to them alone. This procedure is available to 5 United Nations organs, 15 specialized agencies, and 1 related organization. Those based on contentious proceedings, advisory proceedings have distinctive features resulting from the special nature and purpose of the advisory function. Advisory proceedings begin with the filing of a written request for an advisory opinion addressed to the registrar by the United Nations Secretary General or the Director or Secretary General of the entity requesting the opinion. In urgent cases, the court may take all appropriate measures to speed up the proceedings. To assemble all the necessary information about the question submitted to it, the court is empowered to hold written and oral proceedings. Despite having no binding force, the court's advisory opinions nevertheless carry great legal weight and moral authority. They are often an instrument of preventing diplomacy and help to keep the peace. In their own way, advisory opinions also contribute to the classification and development of the international law, and thereby to the strengthening of the peaceful relations between states.